We are exploring the chakras today in a Hatha yoga sequence with a focus on a little bit of strengthening. So approaching these postures with the idea of finding a little bit of challenge and also a little bit of grace. Come into child's pose to begin. Bring the index fingers to touch, elbows wide, knees wide. Just take a few deep breaths. Slow your breathing down. Arrive on your mat. As you breathe in, visualize your breath moving from the tailbone to the crown of the head, so up the chakra system. And as you exhale from crown of head to tailbone, the ball of light descends all the way to the low back and low spine. Inhale, ball of light rises. Tail to crown. Exhale, ball of light descends. Crown of head to tailbone. Staying with this slow, supple breath and even this slow visualization of the ball of light moving, transition into Chakra Vakasana, or cat-cow. Inhaling, opening across the chest, maybe visualizing that ball of light at the third eye center, space between the eyebrows. Exhaling, shift the weight back into the shins, look at the navel, round, 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 sensing the energy moving towards the pelvic bowl and flowing on your own. Inhale, cow. Ball of light at third eye. Exhale, cat. Ball of light towards the pelvis, the tailbone. Curl the toes under, press back into downward facing dog. So beginning our strength, keeping that slow, luxurious, sweet breath. Bend through one knee and then the other, pedaling out the legs. Walk the feet towards the hands towards the feet, whatever works for you. Feet hip width apart and parallel. Look down at your toes. Take the hands to the hips. Exhale and then inhale all the way up to stand. Deep breath in, circle the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, sink back into an imaginary chair. So notice that the knees don't knock together. Keep them directly over the second toe. A little bit of heat and challenge here. Really think about tearing your mat apart in the center. So press down through your feet. Imagine my hands on your outer thighs, and you wanted to press your thighs into my hands. So it's like you want to split your mat apart in the center. Notice how grounding this feels. One more deep breath. Good. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Melt over the legs. Bend the knees deeply. Hold opposite elbows and hang. You can sway a little bit side to side. We'll try that just one more time, just for a short hold. I'm hoping you're getting this sense of, often we think of first chakra as rooting and grounding, but it's truly penetrating. Some saying that this chakra extends into the earth below us. So really activating the legs is a great way to balance this energy center. Inhale, half lift, press the shins, hands into the shins. Slide the heart forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, chair again. You got this. Right away, think of the outer thighs and outer hips firming towards the right and left of your mat. Like you want to tear your mat apart in the center. Heels are yearning towards the left and right. Feel all sorts of muscles in your seat turn on. Good. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale this time, just take the hands to prayer. Beautiful. Recapture your breath. Take the right hand to the right hip. Reach the left arm up and over. Big side body stretch. Option to take the left foot as well behind you to the floor outside your mat. Just to enjoy this really juicy side bend, side stretch. If you don't feel it, move your torso a little bit forward in space and a little bit back. And you'll notice that this is actually a balancing pose in addition to being a really yummy side stretch. And balancing pose is also really great activating first chakra. Beautiful. Let's take this into another balancing pose, tree. So you'll pull the left knee, the leg that was just behind you, up and place the sole of the foot either on the upper inner thigh or on the ankle, or even on the ankle with the toes on the floor. Hands to prayer. Pick a focal point. Maybe observe if you already feel more grounded, even after just these brief moments of practice. Beautiful. Let the balance go. Shake out the hands, shake out the legs. Other side. First, take the left hand to the left hip. Reach the right arm up and over. Find that side stretch. And then gently, keeping the right foot on the floor. So you have a lot of stability here. Play with taking it behind you and then to the outer edge of the mat. So your toes are on the floor, and then reach. You can spiral the heart to the ceiling, or find an echo of that cat pose, rounding the upper body, feeling into the length of the side waist, the torso, navigating this gentle balance. Tree pose here on the right. Right knee lifts. Again, this whole little sequence, balancing test, so good for our root, for our penetration into the earth. Navigating, surfing those little changes, wobbling in the ankle. Hug everything into the midline, so press the foot into the ankle or thigh, and that standing leg back in to the foot. Focal point. And let it go. Shake out the hands. Shake out the feet. Beautiful. For chakra 2, inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold, bend the knees deeply. We're going to repeat this a few times. Inhale, slowly, mindfully, reaching up. Not so much of a back bend, just really gentle. Keep the lower belly firm, hugging in, tailbone down. Exhale, bend the knees super deeply to fold. So finding some movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. 2 more. And this is one of my favorite moves from the Kundalini tradition. They call it painting the aura. I find that it gets me in touch with that watery, dynamic, sensual aspect of the second chakra. Beautiful. The next time you are folded forward, stay, roll the weight into the balls of the feet. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, step back into plank pose, coming back to our strength focus here. Third chakra. Pull the navel up and in, lengthen the tailbone back, press the heels back. If plank is too much, knees down and follow all these same cues. So triceps in, heart slides forward, lift the navel up, up, up. A nice also option between the two is just to hover the knees off the ground in all fours. Wherever you are, stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Let's lower all the way down to the floor in one straight line. So either from plank or shifting the weight forward. That was our quickie hello to third chakra, core. And now inhale, cobra. Slide the shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows together, lift the kneecaps off the mat, dip the chin, feel radiating warmth, green, happy energy coming from the heart on a Hatha, this heart chakra. Lift the hands off the mat. Test your low back strength here. Our focus is strength, so that means if you feel your low back saying hello, that is a good thing. Last one. Exhale, forehead to the floor. Bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs from side to side. We'll do that one more time. Our little cobra hold. This low back strengthening is the number one thing that has changed my body. So it's not the prettiest or sexiest yoga move to do, to just practice these cobras. But in terms of alleviating back pain, overcoming postpartum changes, or even injuries for athletes from skiing or running. You know, a lot of times we focus on a strong core, but if the low back is not strong, we're only addressing the front part of the body and not the back part of the body. All right, legs down, fingertips underneath the shoulders. Inhale. Think forward and then up. And here is our radiant little heart chakra, shining forward like a flashlight. Chin dips in, knees off the mat. And third chakra here as well, as we activate the low back and find our strength. Test lifting the fingertips off the mat. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale this time. Press back into child's pose. Release the low back. Maybe wag the hips from side to side. Recalibrate your breath. Gently press yourself up. Shift the hips to one side and slowly roll down, coming into bridge pose. So the general guideline here is fingertips grazing the heels, but come to a position that feels good for your knees. Take the arms overhead first. So fingertips reach above the head. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, hips lower. Do this super slowly. Inhale, lift, really slow to lower. See if you can round the low back, your tailbone's the last thing to touch the sticky mat. 2 more. Again, our focus is strength. So what's fun here is we're playing those dynamic waters of the second chakra with the pelvic lift and lowers. At the same time, moving up the body, activating the throat chakra. Good. Keep the mindfulness of the tailbone lifting, coming to its peak, and then the spine like a string of beads slowly rolling down. And then it's like you want to press a penny on your mat by fully releasing the low back. Tailbone presses towards your heels. So this is really like a pelvic lift and lower, but also like a little bit of a rock. Ideally, we're feeling the glutes turn on. Knees are not splaying out to the side. Let's do a variation on this. So the next time you come down, take your feet now as wide as the mat. Lift and lower. A little bit faster, but still slow and controlled. Lift and lower. So with the feet as wide as the mat, building strength, utilizing slightly different muscles. Good. And then hold at the top, this next one, and maybe just do some little pulses, little pulses, little pulses, little pulses. So just tiny lift, but really just think, or tiny lower, and you just think lift, 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 lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Take the hips down. Let the knees drop into touch. Low back widens. Bring the hands to the navel. Slow down. Recalibrate the breath. Roll to one side. Gently press yourself up. Shift back into downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. You may feel a little lightheaded after lying down. Pedal out the legs. Notice if you feel a little stronger than when you first started this exploration, this sequence. Final pose, stimulating 6th and 7th chakra, is Dolphin. So take a look at the screen. Option 1 is to lower your elbows from dog. If that feels challenging, take your knees to the ground first. Find the elbows firmly underneath the shoulders and lift the hips up and back. Now, the secret here is that it's okay to keep the knees really deeply bent and then keep the back of the neck long. So we're aiming for length in the spine. So wherever you are, think of your tailbone shooting up towards the sky or where the back wall meets the ceiling. And you should feel a pretty intense shoulder stretch, bicep workout, and the legs working as well, especially if you keep them really bent. Option to walk the feet closer towards you and gently straighten the legs. Now that might be way too much, or you feel the low back and the spine rounding, or the hamstring stretch is too intense. If that's the case, keep the knees bent. We're just here for a few more breaths. The goal is really to feel this in the upper body, shoulders, and biceps. And we really have the heart now above the head. So naturally stimulating third eye, crown chakra, these higher energy centers. Good. And then lower the knees. Come into Guru Pranam, child's pose with the hands at prayer. Option to stack the fists if your forehead can't reach the mat. Take the knees together if you like. A little different than the child's pose variation we opened class with. And just notice your energy. If you feel stronger after this short Hatha for strength, chakra inspired routine. We worked a lot of the muscle groups that often get overlooked in traditional yoga classes, the inner thighs, glutes, low back. So come back to this practice often and slowly press yourself up and come to a comfortable seat to close. Take the hands to prayer at heart center. Tapping in to your own inner strength, your inner resilience, the courage and the time that you took to make it to the mat today. Feeling that prana, that energetic charge that you built through chair pose and all the challenge that we explored, literally fueling you, making your inner and outer body and your auric field more resilient. Thank you so much for practicing with me, spending time with me on the mat. Take the thumbs to the third eye. I'm sending you so much love. Wishing you a beautiful day from my heart to yours. Namaste. Namaste. This class is part of a larger chakra healing series inside my Uplifted membership. Go to upliftedyoga.com or click the card or link in the description of this video to join us for this potent 10-day chakra healing journey. I'll see you there.